back at it. I got my little man back out here again. This morning we're hunting some public ground though. We drove out here yesterday afternoon, walked back in here about a half mile, found tons of scratch and actually started right here where we are now. We're just gonna cover ground this morning, do some calling, see what happens. Hopefully we can get on a bird. What? We're gonna bust a beak today? I hope so. There's a lot of turkey sign in here. Hopefully they're vocal. I think it's the cold weather killing us. I don't know. The birds just aren't doing anything. This kid's gonna hate turkey hunting before the day's over. Walked in 4.9 miles yesterday, and we're probably getting close to a mile already today. We did at least hear a gobble early. I was still in the roost. It was so far away we couldn't tell what direction it was. Only got him a gobble one time. Good thing about this is it's public ground, a lot of acreage, a lot of land to cover. We walk enough, hopefully we eventually get on one. Well, I'm not the type of guy that'll just sit down and call when the turkeys aren't gobbling. You know, I'm going to cover ground. We're on public land. There's a lot of land to cover, and I feel like eventually, if we keep walking and keep calling, we're eventually going to strike one up. Well, we've crossed the hollow and got on another ridge. Getting ready to call on the back side of it. Every time we get to a new hollow, or new cove, or a new point, I think, well, here's another opportunity, but the last couple of days is just silence.
We've only
Mm-hmm. I mean, these big ridges and these deep hollows, I mean, I can't believe we're not hearing birds at least cutting loose on the other side. They're just not doing anything. We should hear a turkey from right here. Right there. I told you we should hear one from right here. Hey. Hey, he's right down in that hollow. Let's get right up here and set up, okay? Well, after all that walking, it finally feels good to get one to answer. The problem is, it's so early in the season, the leaves aren't on. The hills are steep, and this turkey's down low in the hollow. If we try to crest that hill and drop down, it's wide open from the top of the ridge all the way to the bottom, and he's going to see us. So we got to set up on top, and hopefully we can call him up to us. They sounded like to me they might have been on the other side of the hollow. Okay, so those birds answered several times in a row, but they're on the other side of this big hollow, and it's steep. Heard some hens over there too, so I don't think they're going to leave those hens across this hollow. So we're going to make our way a little further out this ridge. Hopefully strike something up on this side. If not, I'm thinking late morning we might be able to come back. God, I dread taking him down that mountain and up the other side. That's the only way to get over there, I think. We don't have a magic carpet. Hang on, Tucker. We call and make sure those birds haven't closed the distance. so those birds on the other side trying to cut loose again as we're coming around the old trail right over here, looking down in the hollow. A hen yelped, and I could hear it walking up the hill toward us. So we kind of scooted back and set up. She never popped up, never heard any gobblers close. So what we're doing is we're backing around away from the edge and going around through here. That way we don't bump her. There could be a gobbler with her, and she's just not, he's not saying anything. So we don't want to spook one if we can help it. Sounds like she might be working up the hill. Yeah, it definitely sounded closer. I think we're gonna get up here and set up.
So we set up on this ridge multiple times, just repositioning down the ridge. Birds never came up. Figured out the birds were definitely on the other side. So at this point, the only thing we can do is pack up, head down the ridge, drop to the bottom, and go up the other side.
All right, I just hit a crow call, and they hammered. They're definitely on around that point. Yeah, so we're going to get up here. We're going to get straight up this mountain, circle around. There's a bowl I could see from the other side. And we're going to have to get up high and maybe get around that top of that bowl to get around the worm. Our little man's doing good though. Tell you what, this kid's doing a heck of a job keeping up with me. I mean, I'm going a little bit slower than I normally would, but not much. He's hanging, getting him ready for football season. Well, we're gonna get up here, try to get him to gobble with a crow call. And if they cross, well, we gotta go back that way anyway. We'll just cross and get back up there on them. Let's get up here and hit a crow call. Hold on, let's go real slow though, because that may not be the birds. Stay behind me here, Tommy. Just stay at my pace. I'm trying to glass. Just look as we're walking here. We're gonna get right up to this flat. Just sit and listen for a minute, okay? Where was that? Where'd it gobble from? Where was it? Oh God, you gotta be kidding me. These turkeys have crossed on us. All right, we gotta get up here so we get this crow call again, Charlotte.
So we crossed the hollow and came up the other side. I hit the crow call and one cuts me off right where we just came from. I'm thinking those birds crossed the hollow as we crossed the hollow. But right after that, turned the cameras off, walked a few steps, just hit a little yelp, and those birds erupted 60, 70 yards right around the point from us. So at that time, we just had to set up as fast as we could.
Oh, there he is, there he is, there he is. There he is, don't they?
So these longbeards and a group of jakes ended up slipping past us. My little man wasn't able to get a shot off, and I thought the birds were gone. They were still answering, going away from us, so I was just going to let them get out of sight and then get up and try to circle around and cut them off. I laid the camera down, the sun comes out, it gets bright, and all of a sudden one of those jakes, it's facing us, comes right back at us. I was lucky to be able to get the camera up. I apologize, it was a little overexposed. I wasn't able to adjust the camera light, but it came in and it was right in our lap.
Hey, Tuck. Yes. Got it. Oh, frig. Well, little man just smoked a bird. It was Jake. And I'm telling you what, that did not happen. It happened, but not in a good way for filming.
I mean, so it was going that way. We thought they would go off, but then one Jake, that I shot, he kept staring right at the decoys. Then he started to come down, and then he turned right, and then went like, he was like right here when I shot him.
He was pretty close, wasn't he? That was awesome. We were.
And come here, I shot him in the perfect spot.
Yeah, let's see.
That white. Right there, where that leaf is.
We came around through here, and there's a little cove in here behind us, and those birds were on that point there, but we knew they were working this way. The plan was to go up and go around, but we get over here and the birds just hammering on top. I thought they crossed and were up there where we were, and we get right up here and call, and it gobbled, and I mean, when it gobbled, you could hear its insides. You knew it was close. We just ran back here, set the decoys up, and they ended up coming up right through here, probably, I don't know, it's probably 28, 30 yards maybe, and I think he was just a little hesitant. I don't know if he was, how steady he was, but he didn't pull the trigger. They went up the hill, the longbeards went away. There were 3 jakes, and the jakes ended up turning and coming down to the decoy, but
I was pretty hesitant. So
huh? That was freaking awesome. Go ahead there.
I was pretty hesitant, that's why I didn't pull the trigger.
Yeah, you just, was the sight moving a little bit, just a little shaky where it was kind of far? Yeah, well, that's a good thing. That's actually a good thing. You know, if you're not steady on it, you probably shouldn't pull the trigger, and you did the right thing. And we ended up getting the bird down and ended up counting. I don't know how good the footage is. I'm sure it was probably, the sun came out during that time, and I'd say the footage is a little
It took 2 days to get this.
a little overexposed. But
It took 2 days.
Tucker, those turkeys, and we were sitting there, I was just waiting on them jakes to leave, and I was gonna get the cameras, and we were gonna go back and go on the other side, get after that one that was hammering. And I laid the camera down beside me. I didn't even have, where they gobbled so close the first time, I didn't have time to get it on the monopod. And those jakes turned and started coming down. I ended up, right when they went behind this tree right here, I was able to pick up the camera, and I don't know, I was watching you more than I was watching the turkeys, but